I mean, yeah, I saw the ticket prices. I guess the only thing is, like, I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little bit.
In history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC on Saturday, June 7th, and on Sunday, July 27th. The highly anticipated games will feature Fever star Caitlyn Clark against the Sky's very own Angel Reese. The largest attendance.
The Chicago Sky just made the ultimate. If you can't beat them, join them, move. Switching to a bigger venue because they know Caitlyn Clark sells out arenas. But hold up. Angel Reese actually thinks the crowd is showing up for her? Somebody hand her a reality check, because this is pure comedy.
The hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlyn Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlyn Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We moved Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena. Venue and date change. Our regular season games against the Chicago Sky are moving.
So let's get this straight. The Chicago Sky, the same franchise that struggles to fill a 10,000 seat arena on a good day, suddenly decided to upgrade to a 20,000 seat stadium. And why? Because Caitlyn Clark is coming to town. But of course, Angel Reese fans, in their never-ending delusions, are acting like this is the Angel Reese effect. Let's be real. If this were about Angel Reese, the Sky would still be playing in front of empty seats at Wintrust Arena.
I have announced that they are moving arenas for Indiana's home game. Well, Indiana's road game, but Chicago's home game. This is the motion that the Indiana Fever /
Caitlyn Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now. She's the reason ticket prices are skyrocketing, with fans paying NBA-level prices just to watch her play. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's fans are out here acting like she's the one selling out arenas. News flash. The only time Reese is playing in front of a packed house is when Caitlyn Clark is on the other side of the court. The Sky didn't suddenly get more popular because of Angel Reese. They just got lucky the WNBA schedule forces them to face Clark.
Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue. The Fever's games against the Chicago Sky in Chicago, it was announced 2 of them, will be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The
Chicago Sky has never been a must-watch team, ever. Even when they won a championship, the city barely cared. But now that Caitlyn Clark is coming, they're scrambling to make room for all the fans. Not Sky fans, Caitlyn Clark fans. Just like Michael Jordan made people watch the Bulls, Clark is making people watch the WNBA. You really think Chicago's front office woke up one morning and said, "Wow, Angel Reese is such a draw. We need more seats." Please. Reese fans need to stop embarrassing themselves.
Popular teams games such as Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever to the United Center. They are moving teams such as Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever games to much larger venues. So this is an article by Sports Illustrated titled Fever Sky 2025 Matchups Move to Larger Chicago Venue to Hold Over 20,000 Fans. After the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky matchups became some of the most watched WNBA games ever last season, partially due to the stardom of Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, the Sky decided to move the 2025 matchups to the United Center instead of their home at Wintrust Arena. Clark pushed for the games to be moved to the United Center after a matchup last year, and now that wish has...
Let's talk numbers. Indiana Fever games are selling out everywhere, and ticket prices are through the roof. Caitlyn Clark is packing arenas like she's Taylor Swift on tour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's biggest claim to fame is getting cooked by Clark in college, and now she's riding that wave into the WNBA. Reese fans love to talk a big game, but where's the evidence? Show us the sold-out Angel Reese games. Oh wait, they don't exist.
Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center. I know the specific flyer just says June 7th, but the July 27th one is also there. I'm very excited about this personally. I know the energy in there is finna be freaking crazy. I'm definitely going to try to make it out there for at least one of these damn games. I'll definitely keep y'all updated on which one I decide.
Let's be real. The Chicago Sky's biggest moment of relevance is when Caitlyn Clark steps on their court. That's why they're moving to a bigger stadium. Not for Reese, not for the Sky, but for Caitlyn Clark. The Sky's front office saw those ticket sales and said, yeah, we need more space. But hey, let's give Angel Reese fans some credit. They're fully committed to the delusion. They're out here claiming Reese is the reason the WNBA is booming, swearing she's the next big thing. Meanwhile, she's just another player in Clark's highlight reel that if Reese was really that big of a deal, why didn't Chicago expand their stadium before? Why weren't they selling out games last year? Why did it take Caitlyn Clark coming to town for them to make this?
Last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're going to be in the United Center. Maybe some of the owners were started talking behind.
Let's talk about on-court impact. Caitlyn Clark is out here changing the game. She's a walking highlight, breaking records, elevating her teammates, and turning the Fever into must-watch TV. Angel Reese? She's padding her rebound stats and talking trash like she's actually done something. The difference? When Clark talks, she backs it up. When Reese talks, she ends up on a meme. The truth is, the Sky and their fans should be on their knees thanking Caitlyn Clark. She just gave them their biggest payday in years. Without her, this stadium expansion never happens. Without her, nobody is talking about Chicago Sky basketball. They'd just be another struggling franchise, hoping someone notices. But now they get to pretend they matter. All because Caitlyn Clark is coming to town. So let Reese fans keep screaming about their imaginary Angel Reese effect. Meanwhile, the rest of us will be watching Caitlyn Clark actually change the game. Because let's be real, if it weren't for Clark, the only thing the Chicago Sky would be expanding is their list of excuses for why nobody shows up to their game.
Mind the ripple effect of Caitlyn Clark is lifting all boats.
I feel like she's changing the game of WNBA. She's raising that bar so that there's going to be other athletes growing up. They're going to try to strive to be like her, be better. It's going to just make the league better.
This isn't just about Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. This is a pattern. Remember the Washington Mystics? Their owner had the nerve to publicly downplay Caitlyn Clark, acting like she was just another player. And yet, what did they do? Quietly move their games to a bigger stadium. And why? Because of Caitlyn Clark. The same people calling her overhyped are the ones cashing in on her name. Funny how that works. It's almost like they don't want to admit the Caitlyn Clark effect is real, until their bank accounts say otherwise. The Mystics went from acting like they didn't care about Clark to literally upgrading their venue just to fit all the fans coming to see her. Imagine being that shameless. That's like hating on Beyoncé, but suddenly blasting her music when rent is due. And the hypocrisy doesn't stop there. Look at the media. 1 minute, they're saying Caitlyn gets too much attention. The next, they're covering every single game she plays. Why? Because she's the only reason people are tuning in.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlyn Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
What was happening? They're going to say, see ya there, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated venue change. Our regular season game on May the 28th, on September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlyn Clark shine to be seen again?